Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Manifest Academy where we learn things that help us thrive and that help us to manifest all that we are. I am so happy to have you here, and my name is Annie TK, your host. Well, as we manifest, we have limitations, and among them are things that affect our finances, because that is the part that we really would like to manifest so much. But I am here with something that I just learned recently in a class that I attended. Now, I am talking about debt, in a place where we get to destroy it. And here it is. So what is debt? Now, debt is owing someone or a business money, or in other words, it's getting money that you have to pay back. So that is debt. Well, I would like you to also know that debt is a spiritual thing. It is not just something that is normal and something that we just do and all that. Because if you notice, debt is more of a behavioral issue. Because when you get debt today, you will pay it off if you're a good person, but you will surely get another debt tomorrow. Or if you will get debt from one person today, tomorrow another person. Usually the people who do not come back to get debt from you, it's because they have borrowed. They have borrowed everywhere. Now, for me, when I am to lend people money or something, I usually take note of who is asking for the money for, except for the business that I am doing money lending and all. But apart from that, when someone comes to borrow from me, I will wonder. It depends on a situation where maybe there is no payment yet or something, and then I will understand. Or it's a season, children are going back to school and all that. But there's this situation where this person is a friend of this one, and I know this person can give them that 100K. Why are they coming to borrow it? Except if their circles already gave them money and they did not pay back. So they cannot go back, and then I am the new target. So that is all about debt. It's a behavioral problem. It starts as a joke, but then again, it goes off board. You may clear this one today, but tomorrow you surely go back for another. So it is a spiritual problem. It's a spiritual problem which starts innocently, but then captures and sticks indeed. Well, I want us to just talk about some facts about debt. Now, debt is not a lower income problem. Most people think that only the people who earn little money are the ones that get debt. No, that is not true. Because even those ones who are highly paid completely, the big monies, whether I'm earning 500,000, whether I'm earning 50,000, 5 million or 50 million, I am prone to debt. I am not immune to it, because there's something that I want. People with 50 million have big 50 million kind of problems that even their 50 million ceases to be enough. So in that way, they are going to get debt. The same way people who earn 50,000, they have small problems where the 50,000 cannot be enough. And so they're going to also get the debt. So there is no one who is immune to debt. And also about debt, do not over spiritualize debt. Yes, I said it's a spiritual thing, but do not over spiritualize it. And hoping, just like the wall of Jericho, that they moved 7 times, shouting around the wall of Jericho. They moved shouting with the drums and trumpets and what. And then the wall of Jericho broke. Well, with the debt, that will not happen. You have to follow some patterns, some disciplines to be able to overcome that debt. Don't over spiritualize it, even if it is a spiritual issue as well. A single debt source can take decades to pay it off. Oh yes, a single debt source. So if there are people who have debt and they say, I have debt with Annette, I have debt with Salongo or the shop back home, I have debt with Nalongo over the food joint, they even write me in the book. You have debts everywhere. You have debts with, how they call it, more cash. You have debt with more cash. Then you have debt with Stanbic, Centenary, Equity, any of that. But then you say, you know what? Let me join it into one debt. That one, they will arrest you. I can assure you, they will arrest you. So what I am saying is, the fact is that a single debt source can take decades to pay off. I understand you have the question whereby you think that, but if I join it, then I can reduce, there is less pressure from all sides. You need the pressure for you to change. But if it is one person, there's a way you get reluctant. Then you will be able again to borrow from another person. Then it will take you back to the same circle. But when people are many, you don't have where to borrow else. You get it? But when you have now meditate one thing, you will now be able to borrow from some other places. Then it will take forever because you're just repeating the circle. Then you join it, then you continue. You never really come out of that debt. So it's better you handle them separate as they are. Another fact about debt: medical bills hurt your wallet a lot often. Yes. Now, usually, sometimes you might have remained disciplined and all that. That is really self-explanatory. That you might have taken care of yourself, minded your own business. You're not trying to get debt. But there are situations which we call like emergency, and among them is sickness. Sickness hurts the wallet very much because sickness, you don't choose when to get sick. You don't choose when to fall sick. But you fall sick, it comes, you fall sick. And you're going to have to spend money that you didn't plan for. So in that way, you may even have to borrow because somehow in your heart you feel that is something you have to borrow. Okay, even if you don't feel that, are you going to watch your person die when you know that there's somewhere you can actually get money to cater for this bill so that the person feels better? Oh yes, you're going to borrow it. Because I don't think you are as bad as you may think. You are going to borrow it. And in that way, it will hurt your wallet. So yes, medical bills hurt our wallets most often. But I have good news. There is good news that God has never failed his people. Now, my only query is, are you part of his people? Are you part of his people? And if you are not, then you ought to be. Because in Isaiah 45:3, it says, I will give you the treasure of darkness and hidden riches of sacred places, that you may know that I, the Lord, who call you by your name, am the God of Israel. You see, the way that it is about the treasure of darkness and hidden riches of sacred places. Meaning to get those riches, it is a secret. Like it is a sacred place. There are certain formulas that you have to follow to get these riches. It is a sacred place. But he said he will give you, but he gives his people. He only gives his people. For his sake, that I am among his people, that I may know that he is the Lord who called me by my name. Who called me by my name. But what I also want to tell you is there's this other mentality that is so wrong. Because the way of the world suggests that you cannot thrive without debt. Now that is not true. That is not true. You surely can thrive without debt. You know, that is the way of the world, and that is how everyone will bet their hand to convince you that you cannot thrive without debt. But as you know, we are not of this world. We are in the world, but we are not of this world. But then I was thinking about it, and then I was wondering, why do we really end up getting debt? And when I looked at it, I realized it's because of greed. Yes. Now, we end up getting debt because of greed. Well, the question is, are you greedy? Luke 12:15 says, watch out, guard yourself against all kinds of greed. Something that says watch out means like it can creep in without even your notice. While you think that everything is okay, and then whoa, it creeps in. Someone says watch out, it's like a thief. And a thief comes in the night, creeps in. It's not something you plan for, you can really set yourself up, but you can keep yourself at guard at all times. And the same applies to greed. Well, as per Luke 12:15. Now, greed is also a mismanagement of resources for personal gain. That is its definition. And like I told you, we are watching out. But greed just creeps in. Creeps in when you just want a little more. We all want a little more, and you are rightful to want a little more. That is why we work hard. That's why we push, because we want to achieve some more. But that is how greed creeps in. While you're trying to achieve some more, then greed just comes in, it pushes, just little by little it comes in. For example, you might even say that God is going to bless us with another car. But if you come to think about it, do you even need another car? So, but because you have driven this one for 20 years, it can still get you to where you're going, it can still do the job, but it's not fashionable. Okay, 20 might be too many, but even just 3 years or 5 years and you feel like you need to change it. But remember, as long as this thing pushes you to get a date, what's that testimony about? Then you can even say that God has allowed us to buy another piece of land. But you're saying that because there is another unfortunate person who is trying to take their child to school, and they cannot afford the fees, or for whatever reason, maybe they're traveling and it's an opportunity, you feel like it's an opportunity and you want to take it, but you don't have the money. So that pushes you to the grid, and then you go. Then there's also this situation where it is like a deal, like you have landed on a deal, and then you feel like, will this thing ever come back? But who told you it won't come back? Who told you it won't come back? That is greed. It is creeping in slowly, 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 because you want a little more. You want a little more. But then you have to go and borrow money for it because you don't have the money. Can you talk to the person and see if they can take what you have and then maybe later get it? If they can, give us your testimony. But if they can't, surely, that is need for a little more. For where you feel like there will be no another opportunity. Things such as those, you feel like, will there be another opportunity? This is a good deal. But then you don't have the money. It is probably not yours. And that is a way that greed can come in. Then you probably want to open another branch, maybe another 5th branch in Nigeria or in Chisasi, and you feel like that would do well. That is a very busy place. You found a mall that is being built and it is cheap because the guy is trying to get some people. Then you want to go to the shop. You want to have more, but that is greed. That is creeping in. Something that you ought to watch out. Well, so it is majorly about greed that causes us to go and get more debt. Well, now I talked about why do we go for debt, and that is because we are greedy. And in our greed, which just creeps in without noticing, you just need a little more. And a little more is okay, but it shouldn't push you to go and get debt. We are going to share more next week. Please subscribe, invite your friends so they can hear more of this. Who knows, it could just help you from the deal that you're running right now. Next week we shall be speaking more into depth, the things that I had and the things that were very, very good. So, well, have a lovely day this very moment, and let us meet again at the same time next week on Tuesday. Bye-bye.